All right. I don't know how many times I've tried to record this one until I kept making changes, and I think we're good. This is just a very basic test of the infection system. So we have a red and green shift, I believe it is. That's all it is. I'm just doing some shifting on a material for testing right now. We can add some other effects and some more material overlays and stuff. But anyway, so right here, this is pretending you got infected. So when I hit F3, that's whatever happens in the world that would cause your player to get infected. So I'm going to go down to add infection here. So we're adding in, we have an input for an amount, which is a float, which is actually going to be the infection level. So it's taking it as the value and it's clamping it between the infection level and max infection level. So right now, I'm using 0 and 1. So then it's going to set the infection level. It's also going to set infected to true, and it's going to fire off the function infected. So infected down here has an infection check interval of 7 seconds. Eventually, this is going to be random. This is going to check more frequently the more infected you get, but for right now, it's just based on 7 seconds, and it's set to looping because once you're infected, you want it to constantly keep checking. It's set timer by event, so the next event is going to be on infection check. So here we have, a branch. We don't really need it because unless you're infected, it shouldn't even get down here. But just in case, we're checking infected, make sure it's true. We're setting a chance multiplier based on the infection level divided by max infection and clamping it between 0 and 1. And then we're using a random float between 0 and 1. So if your multiplier is less than or equal to the float, and it's true, it will trigger the infection effect. Now there's the delay before that even starts, and that's the minimum effect delay and max effect delay. You don't really need that one. You can just have it fire off right away. This just kind of helps keep things, I guess, seem a little more random. But anyway, trigger infection effect. So right down here. So in your trigger infection effect, I have a branch again checking that you're infected. I can probably remove these. We'll see what happens because it shouldn't get down here unless you're actually infected anyway. So checking to see you're infected. And if you are, it's going to set members in post processing. So all I'm setting right now in post processing is material right here, post process material, because I just have a material with some shifting on it. As a matter of fact, we can take a look at did I use sick effect? No, infected, because this is an instanced one. So here it is. Nothing special. Let's see here. Uh, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I seem to have lost the actual grid for making the material. Anyway, not that I really care. Oh wait, this is the instance. There it is. This is the actual material itself. Sorry. So we just got post processing. We got some inputs for the UVs. These are this is red, green, and blue. Make float 3 into an emissive color. Then we just have text coordinates, and then added some red and green shift numbers. Added some time speed, divide, sign. Nothing fancy here, and you can see the effect it's having right here a little bit. It's shifting, so we're good there. So the instance is just a copy of the actual material you just saw. So anyway, so that's all it's doing is it's setting that in the post processing, which is actually on the first person camera itself. So first person camera, post processing settings. So um, we have a timer down here, which takes the infection level divided by max infection, clamps it between 0 and 1. Then we have a duration, etc., lurked in between those with alpha, and that's how long it's going to last. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to clear it. And all we're doing is we're setting the post processing settings. And all we did was remove the flag for the post. Well, we left the flag, but we removed the material. There's because here it's saying add the material. Here we don't have anything to add, so it just gets rid of it. So hopefully this will work. I mean, I know it works, but hopefully it'll work fairly quickly so we don't have to sit here forever. So what's going to happen is first I'm going to go ahead and hit play here. I'll bring the screen up. There we go. We'll just bring it up over here. Let's see here. Can I make it a little bigger? So we have a scene right here. So, oops. So anyway, okay, well, you saw the scene real quick. I'll bring it back up, but when I press F3 here, you're going to see this fire off, and then you're going to see this fire off, and then hopefully we'll get some shifting coming up soon. So you can see that's fired off. Now let me come over here and we'll bring this up so you can see these nodes fire off as well. And then you should start seeing some shifting when it finally does actually work. So you can see it just hit the infection check and the number wasn't less than or equal to, it was greater than, so it didn't happen. Same thing with that one. It's going to happen a few times probably, and that's the nature of using random. There it goes. Now you see it shifting. And then it's going to be a random time, but it's only I think the max is 10 or 15 seconds. But it can re-trigger. All right, come on. Yep, just keeps re-triggering itself. Which is fine because you are infected, so that's exactly what should happen. I'm going to add some swagger and stuff to the player, so they try to walk straight, they can't. It's almost like a drunk effect. See, there you go. Now it cleared up. But now the infection can happen again because you're still infected, etc. So we'll see if we can get it to happen one more time here. Well, I can't get it to happen. It's just going to do it randomly or semi-randomly. Come on. Hmm. Now, for me, this actually works great because I don't want it to constantly go off when somebody's infected. But for the video purposes, there it goes. So you can see it works and it keeps working, and every 7 seconds it's going to check. You probably don't want it to do it that frequently while they're actually playing, but for testing purposes, you can see it's fine. That was even a shorter time this time. But anyway, that's the initial look at the, oh, there it goes again, at my infection system.